congratulations for the new film. Welcome to Redville.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Isaac, let me start with you first. Is where the original idea came from for your film?
Okay, so Sabrina, you gotta forgive me because I have to go through the same stick, right?
I loved it. It's great.
Yeah. So basically, I read the story quite a few years ago. It was a story from Daniel DeVoto, and it caught my attention when they run out of town and they run back and back into the "Welcome to Redville" sign, and this circular cyclical thing, kind of a labyrinth, caught my attention, and I it took me quite a few years to write this screenplay because it was you have the plot line, the main plot line with the robbery and the chases and the police and all that, but I felt like always labyrinth and this kind of a circle of thing is always kind of a allegory to life, kind of a metaphor. You know what I mean? So for me, it took me a long time to kind of wave this kind of subliminal second plot where is it Leo? Is it like a metaphor for man that they get stuck and they can't get out of town, they can't get and they can get nowhere and just running around in circles, kind of like going nowhere and burning down things, and it's kind of almost metaphor to life to some extent. Some other people will think Redville is allegory or something, and I purposely it left it open so people can read whatever they want into it. You know what I mean? So that was the original origin of this story.
Wow. And Sabrina, what drew you into this project in the first place?
I really loved the character and how opposite I felt like she was to who I am in my day-to-day life. And so I just loved the idea of playing someone so completely opposite me and having fun and just really delving into a character that I'd never played before. And I read the script and I thought it was such a fun, cool idea. And yeah, I was all in.
Wow. And Sabrina, for your character, your character is kind of seemingly mysterious. What was the main motivation behind your character? You think she's just playing around, or she actually did want to get out of town?
I think she wanted to cause as much chaos and problems as she could, and I think that was her idea of fun. And so I do think, there definitely was some serious moments where her true wants were coming out, but I think for the most part, she just wanted to cause chaos. She just wanted to have fun and mess around. When you're stuck in a town, then especially a small town, there's not a lot to do. So she's creating entertainment for herself.
Isaac, in order to make this story work, you had to find a small town. Could you tell us about the filming location for your town?
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so the location is called Fillmore, which is also not far from Southern California, not far from Los Angeles. And we shot it. We looked around for months for like a town that kind of is stuck in time, that is like and really they don't exist anymore. You know what I mean? So we found that place. Unfortunately, those people gave us a lot of problems, right? Sabrina, they gave us a lot of problems. The owners of the shop, and they were all very greedy, and the whole town. So I was very happy in the end to burn it down. I was very happy to burn it down.
Well, Sabrina, tell us about your experience, because there's one thing from the director's perspective. So what was the actor's perspective from going through a small town like Fillmore here?
It's actually really interesting because in other projects you have like so many different locations that you're going to every day that it's very easy to feel like you trying to keep track of where you are and what you're doing and keep in track of the storyline. And this place was really easy to keep it all together because you're all filming in the same location pretty much. And so you get really familiar with the area and it starts to feel like you maybe are living there as well, and you really embrace that, and yeah, it was actually really fun to kind of be all in one spot.
Now, Isaac, when you film something like this, you know, in its own way, the story is it's a thriller, but you had plenty of comedic elements into this movie. Could you tell about directing those comedic elements into this?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, originally I had even more, but you know, when you shoot, sometimes you lose some, you win some. But it was really important for me to keep it whimsical, the whole movie, the whole mood, to keep like the, you know, to keep it funny, fun, and then you know, and then there's danger all the time from you know. So, but it was it was my intention, and I think that Chris Elliott brought that element where he you see in the beginning he's like the strong man. He has to be very you know you have to be afraid of him. You have to know that he's the strong man and he has the law and he can do whatever he wants. As far as like later on, you can see the funny side and the whole thing. And I think his character is really like almost like the whole movie, where you have like this kind of like danger and edginess and all that. But there's the whimsical stuff that starts coming out later on, and it culminated with the gun, with the shotgun, with the bang, where at the end of the movie. So was like a really funny part at the end. And I think Chris Elliott did a really good job there.
I know, Sabrina, you had scenes with Chris in the film. How was that, and how was it to have him as your father?
Yeah, he was so fun to work with. I mean, he really brought so much to that character, and he would throw in lines that you were not expecting at all, and it would take everything in you not to break in that scene and be like, no, this is normal. This is my dad. He's focused. And yeah, he was just a blast to work with and really brought that comedy in and really easy to play off of as well. And yeah, we loved having him around for sure.
So did you do a little bit of improv with Chris?
Yeah, he definitely brought his improv to the scenes every once in a while and would throw out things that you were not expecting, and it was great.
Isaac, the one of the most delightful thing about the film is, you know, your circus, your clowns. But why? Why? It's like out of the blue, out for anything that one would ever expect.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like it's his background story of Leo, the lead. You know, it's his background story where he at some point he was saying that he was like his parents left him in a when he was 4 years old, and all he know that they were in the circus. So it's kind of his subconscious coming, and it's colorful, and it was part of his background story basically.
So how did you wanted to handle that and drawing a cast of clowns into your film then?
Oh, you put like you know the casting director is. You said just bring me a bunch of clowns. That's how it works. And it was fun. You know, they all had fun. They like doing that, and they're actually, believe it or not, most of them are SAG. SAG, they're actors that belong to the Screen Actors Guild. You know what I mean? So that's what they do as a profession, and they you know clowns in different movies or TV sets. So they had a lot of experience. Most of them are experienced actors.
Isaac, how do you tend to balance out you know, a lot of the, I want to say, the more realistic with the comedic, because one of the things that when your movie starts off, it starts off with the car chase, and that car chase was very, very serious in a tone.
Yeah, absolutely. Because this is, you know, basically, it is very serious, but that's the real life. That's the real life. Once they jump off the cliff, you go into anything you want as far as the imagination and Redville. So it's, as I said before, it was very important for me to integrate this kind of a whimsical and fun part and dangerous all at the same time. And it's not easy. It's really not easy. It would have been much easier to make an edgy movie like, going into Redville and things are happening and supernatural thing and make it a horror movie. But it was like, it is very difficult to balance all this elements. And it really, really took me many years of writing this script. And I sent it to a lot of people, got a lot of feedback, and it's just it really the most important thing is the script. Absolutely, I mean that's and when you have a script that is balanced and all that, you have a good chance of accomplishing your goal. And my goal was to make it whimsical and fun and dangerous at the same time, with like subliminal message of different things that different people can read different things into it.
Was that car chase scene difficult to shoot? Because I can't imagine doing a car chase scene on a highway, but then you were going through the sand like crazy.
Yeah. We actually, when we looking for locations, we searched for months for a place like just desert. Believe it or not, it's like there's just to shoot a place where there's no building, no farms. It was very hard to find. And finally, we found it in California City. And the good thing about California City, you can go 15 minutes and it's total desert. And we had like stunt guys, and we had all the cars. And actually, there was an accident there when there was a lot of dust, and one police car ran into into the main car. And it was real. I mean, we didn't plan it, and there was an accident. And then we had to replace the car. And we said, you know what? If there was an accident, let's just make it work. So we got some extra coverage and made it part of the chase with this accident. But things like that happen in the movies.
So Sabrina, you had such a great experience on this project. Too bad you weren't driving one of those cars
right?
in the film. But what about these these small town people that is so adorable and so freaky at the same time, especially your character, because it seems like she has so many different jobs in one film.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, she was fun. I think, especially since I grew up in kind of a bigger town, but it was really fun to see the people that we were filming with, and the town that we were filming in, and trying to make sure it was as realistic as possible with her character, and to make it as believable as possible that she really is from a small town. And I think the stereotype of a small town is that it sometimes can be boring, or sometimes can get stagnant. And so I think her character really tried to liven up that living experience by working as many jobs as she could, living as many lives as she could, doing as many things, and creating that chaos within the small town that she lives in.
So I'm gonna assume that you don't want this type of life. That's why you chose the actor's life, right?
Yeah, definitely. No, yeah, I'd never worked any of the jobs that she worked, so I did have to do a little bit of research behind that as well, which was actually really fun to do.
Research for the little jobs on a small town.
Yeah, like bartending. I'd never bartended or worked behind a bar. I mean, I don't even drink alcohol. I've never even really done that. So it was a lot of like looking into, okay, what is this life? What do they do? What's normal? And trying to really pull that off and make it look like this is her everyday normal job.
Well, that's great. I mean, that's a testament to your dedication to your job, wanting to research into your roles. Let me wrap it up with one more thing, because I don't want to forget the two leads of Jake and Heidi. Isaac, tell us about working with your two leads in your film here.
Yeah, it was Jake Manley and Heidi. Jake and Heidi, extremely. Let me tell you one thing before. I was surprised how talented most of those young actors are. It's because I think they grew up in front of camera, something that didn't happen 30 years ago. You know what I mean? So I was really very pleased how comfortable all those kids feel in front of a camera and acting. That was like really a nice thing to see. With Jake and Heidi, they're the only one that I actually met them in a room and we did a little bit of rehearsal. And that's something, unfortunately, I didn't have the luxury of doing it because of the pandemic. They got along really well. The chemistry was right there, and it was very easy, really easy to work with them. Everything came natural. I didn't really sweat. Actually, the whole movie, most of like 90% of the, and Sabrina too, I really didn't have to sweat much. It was just tweaking it a little bit and it was working, which was really easy for me and wonderful. You know, I had a really great experience with all the actors there, you know.
Most excellent. And I'll give Sabrina the last word. Tell us about working with them. I think most of your scenes with Jake and how comfortable are you in front of the camera, as Isaac mentioned, as a young actress?
Yeah, I mean, I actually feel like I'm behind in the game. I didn't start acting till just a couple years ago, so I still feel like I'm definitely learning and growing, and I think my acting kind of kicks in even behind the camera a little bit of feeling comfortable and feeling like this is normal. And but Jake was so great to work with, you know, made me feel so comfortable on set, and also Chris as well. I was able to do a couple scenes with him, and just having fun on set, and really like enjoying our time and making sure that we really did these characters justice and brought them to life in the way that, you know, Isaac saw it and we saw it. And so yeah, it was really a blast to work with.
Most excellent. Well, hey, once again, congratulations to Welcome to Redville. Thank you for your conversation. The film made me smile throughout, you know, from beginning to end. Even though I kind of got a sense where it was heading, and we don't want to reveal it to here, but you know, audiences need to check it out so this way they could figure it out themselves what actually happened.
Awesome, Dick. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate what you just said, that you smiled through the whole film. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank
Because
you.
that was my intention. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Appreciate it. Bye now. Bye bye.
Bye. Thanks.